most common summer daily routine. You know, it's waking up, it's going to the gym, and then most days it's going up north. Unfortunately, not going to see the pups, but usually the dogs are with me, you know, swimming on the lake. But it's pretty much the daily routine, yeah. I'll go up north, it's about an hour, 20 minutes from the gym to the door of the cottage, and I'll usually go back to sleep when I get there and then go fishing for a few hours, come back at night. You know, I think anytime any athlete, whatever, when they make pro, like there's things you want to do. The first thing you do is you take care of your family. You know, so the first thing I did was pay off my mom's mortgage, retire her, same thing with my dad. You know, those are the first things you kind of want to do, take care of your sisters. And then there's little things you want. So like my whole life, my dad had taken me fishing. So every summer for a couple weekends, we'd rent a cottage somewhere and go fishing. Candace, who's 23 now, myself, and Cassidy, who's 19. So one of my biggest things that I wanted, the first thing to do was do that stuff for my family, get a car, and then look into getting a cottage, or I guess in the States called a lake house. Boston Bruins hat trick, probably 2 years ago in Boston when we played against them. Obviously had to keep that because it's your old team. So it took me a couple years to find like the right place that I wanted. And now I have this place because not only is it for me, but I mean, it's for my family too. So my sisters go up on weekends with their friends. Anytime I'm out of town, my mom goes up there for the whole week. So we put in a lot of work into it as well. My dad, University of Vermont, his old jacket. But it's definitely, it's mine, but you know, I got it for my whole family because I don't live here in the winters. My dad lived there all last winter. So I definitely love it. It was definitely a dream of mine to own. To a special grandson, love Papa and Grandma. I lost both of them this year at the end of the season there. So that's them at my Stanley Cup party. But this is usually what it sounds like up here too. Don't hear anything, just quiet. I love it. So this, when I got it, was just all grass. So we put in a fire pit over here. The land we have still goes all the way out there. So I've talked about maybe expanding the cottage, but I don't want to make it too big just because it'll lose that cottage feel. And it'll be more of like a big house on the water. Big fire pit there. Play some music, play the guitar. A lot of weekend nights spent here. So like when I let my dogs out, they used to only go in the water when I was with them. Now I let them out and they literally sprint. And they do belly flops off the dock. Just got a nice waterfall. I always check it for snakes though. Bed unmade as always. What's new? That's during the lockout, Switzerland. I played for Beal. My mom thinks like, she likes to think she's like funny, so she gets like that one too. What happens in Muskoka stays in Muskoka. And obviously when you have like weekends like this, I always have a lot of people up, all my friends. We had like bonfire nights, so I just put a bunch of beds everywhere. And then some of the toys. A couple Sea-Doos. My fishing boat right here. My dad's got a boat too from when he's up here. I was 13, caught a muskie. I got a picture of it somewhere. And it was bigger than me. So that was probably my biggest. I was fishing with my dad. That was probably my biggest. And then I think we had one after that we lost. That I think I lost hooking a net when I was younger. That was probably a little bigger. A little game, you know, fishing. You gotta change lures, you gotta mess with rods, you gotta figure out just what's working, what's not, think about the weather. So I like the challenge of it all. And then obviously the peace and quiet, you know, kind of get away and you can call it think if you want, or just be by yourself, no worries. Like I don't even like think about it sometimes, but most times I'm out here like when I'm fishing, you know, for hours, I don't look at my phone once. You know, it's just like the habit of it. Oh. We saw one live. Sometimes fishing's like golf. As long as you look like a fisherman, you feel pretty good after. It's usually where you hit one, you'll hit a couple. So this is called the I'm feeling a little lazy and I'm gonna put a worm on it. And kind of cheating. Now this one I could actually leave on and say, hey, go get mommy and daddy. I'm on week 4, so I'm slowly getting past all the technique training. I'm actually training, and then I'm going home at night and watching guys still playing hockey. That's motivation enough, and it's something, especially this summer, that I've seen is becoming a little bit repetitive, and I think that's the point that drives you. It's been tough to actually watch Vegas. I didn't watch them really until the Stanley Cup Finals. Because it has been a little frustrating and confusing. So, it's kudos to them for what they've done. But just for a team in their first season to go there and me knowing how hard it is, even sometimes to compete. Not making playoffs, not even get the chance to compete. And this team's found a way in their first year to not only compete and make the playoffs, but be the best team in the West and be in the finals. So I think there's a hidden message through their success of really team bonding. I'm trying to take that message, but it's definitely still, it's frustrating seeing their success, and just because I know how hard it is to get there. It was unfortunate losing some of our assistant coaches from last year, and obviously Hitch. Hitch was great with me, and but I think the change is going to be good for us, and the youth movement of the Dallas Stars, even though they're older coaches, they're definitely young for an NHL coach. It's going to be great. It's different. I've been used to older coaches and coaches with, a resume, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but they've all had NHL resumes, and they have certain routines and certain drills they've stuck with for years. And I'm excited because now we have coaches coming in that are fresh, and they're hungry, and they're real excited, and they're going to have to be making changes on the fly, and I think it'll be good for our team and good for the players we have and good for our organization. So I'm really looking forward to it. I was kind of like probably how some Vegas guys are feeling. My first year in the league, going to the finals, being fortunate enough to win it, but not quite understanding, how hard it is to get there. Then my second year, losing in the first round. My third year, going back to the finals again. You kind of get this notion that it's going to happen a lot. And now, going in and out of playoffs and not even making the playoffs, I get that taste that I had back my first couple of years. I wish I knew how hard it was then, but I do now. That taste of how successful we were the first couple of years is what drives me. I want to have that taste again. There's something with a bond that happens with teammates in our organization when you compete and go so deep in playoffs that it's really unbreakable. I want to have that in Dallas, and that's definitely what drives me. Still to this day, we have a Boston Bruins team chat from just that year, 2011. So there's guys that are done hockey. There's Nathan Horton on there. There's Mark Recchi's coaching Pittsburgh, and we still talk to this day. And it's been 7-8 years now, and that's the bond that drives me, that I want to get with the Dallas Stars and with this organization, because in the end you just want to win. But there's so much that comes with winning that people don't know about until you experience it, and I want to experience that with the guys that we have in this locker room.